So here's how it basically started out. I saw this Bob Deuce on Facebook Marketplace, and it was more central Kentucky, and I'm more located toward the eastern part. And I decided I was going to fly down there, and there's the trailer as well. And it was about a 2 hour flight. Um, and just this is more the truck, and um, I done my walk around it. I drove it, test drove it, and that's the truck and the trailer together. That was Here was when I parked my truck in the hangar. This was actually I skipped a lot of the majority of when I first got there because I was kind of in a rush anyway. So this is when I showed up to the FBO. When I came back, they have a loaner car. It was like a Ford Taurus or something like that. And this was a very nice airport. You can see the 172 over there toward the back of the tarmac. But it was really nice. They had some really nice planes there in the FBO. They were building that, but basically they were building the FBO. The FBO the exterior was laid in the block and it had a roof on it and everything, but the interior wasn't complete. So this is the old FBO. But it was still, it was a very, very nice building. It had the hanger on the end of it. But there I made a stop at the dollar store on the way back and grabbed me a Kit Kat and a Dr. Pepper. But anyway, this is here they didn't have no garbage, so I took my garbage in there and threw it into the actual garbage can in the bathroom. But anyways, so I was just showing the bug kills here where I was flying over Lake Cumberland, I believe it was. And it was just insane the amount of bug kills. It literally took me hours on hours to clean up once I got back to the hangar, to my hangar. And here I was just checking the oil and doing my regular pre-flight. Basically, I was showing how you do a pre-flight. This is more of just a quick pre-flight. The fact that it not an in-depth pre-flight, it's just more of a quicker pre-flight because where it sat there and it was fairly windy. I want to make sure that there weren't no damage to the ailerons or elevator or the rudder or anything of that sort. So I was just showing learning the flaps, and then you check your flaps and whatnot. But here I was checking my tail beacon. I have the Avon, I believe it is, the ADS-B out is what it is. And the other day I noticed my ADS-B wasn't exactly working, which kind of had me concerned. So I knew you have to be, you have to have power to it in order for your ADS-B out to work. So I was just making sure that light was illuminated, and that's a telltale sign to tell if I have power to it. And just here I was checking my flap rails and the roller bearings and everything in that sort, and I was checking my pads, and I was just doing the sequence of the pre-flight. Since it's a single engine airplane, it's a fairly straightforward pre-flight. And of course, some may say, well, you're going a little overboard because you've already done a pre-flight before you left. Yeah, I did. But in concerns that I have a couple hour flight on the way back home over fairly mountainous terrain, it's rather safe than sorry. But excuse the airplane where it's very dirty. After I got back to my hangar, actually, I cleaned it. But the only problem about it is that my hangar there are no hose to wash it, so I have to do it with a water bucket and a mop. Well, not a mop, but a hand mitt and a rag and dry it off, so it takes that much longer. The FBO has it, but it's just not convenient for me. But that's the reason why it was so dirty for as long as it's been. So I was just doing the pre-flight and checking over them, making sure all the rivets look good and everything looks good. And they are actually one of the heads of the rivets that are busted off on the aileron. It's the leading edge, but it's due to the fact of they're a lead weight, and you got the steel rivet and aluminum piece of sheet metal, and it's a factor of corrosion, the dissimilar metals. So I was checking the oil, and there was a slight oil leak that wasn't exactly from the motor. That was just from the breather tube, due to the fact that I filled the oil up, and it just blows out the first quart. But here, this was me over Lake Cumberland. I just kind of added these into the end of the clips, just something to show you. I thought it was pretty neat. But it was a decent little flight. It was more turbulent on the way down than it was on the way back, because it was a little cooler on the way back. But on the way down there, the ceiling was lower. Of course, throughout the day, the heat makes the clouds rise. So in the evening, I expected I could cruise a little higher. So I believe I cruised at like 6,000 feet or 6,500 feet on the way back, because I was flying VFR. And it was really enjoyable flying on the way back home, and everything went well and smooth. And here's some more of the bug kills after I had it getting ready to put it back in my hangar. And that's the end of the story.